15 minutes starting right now. Hi, I'm Preston. Right into the stretches. We'll start with a neck stretch. Take your left hand outside of your right temple. Gently pull your neck over to the left. Nice gentle tension. Drop your right shoulder. I hope you're having a great day today. Stretching for 15 minutes. Oh, what a pleasure. Back up to center. Right hand on the left side of the temple. Gently pull over to the right. Drop the left shoulder. All you'll need is a mat and some water. And then gently let that go. We'll do a couple of neck rolls. Doesn't matter which direction. Just nice big circles of the head, stretching out the neck in one direction. And then let's switch that neck roll other direction. You might think, oh, this is so simple. This is silly. How often do you actually do this? And how stiff was your neck? Those are my questions to you. Child's pose. Make your knees wider than your hips. Shift your weight back towards your heels. Walk your hands forward. Really focus on getting that torso in between your thighs. Walk your hands to one side of the mat. Shift your weight to the other side of the mat. Little child's pose with a side body stretch, which we might be stretching out later today. We'll see. Back to center. Reach your hands even further forward. Drop your your torso even deeper. And walk your hands over to the other side as you shift your weight over opposite that. So for me, my hands are reaching over to the right. My hips and weight are kind of shifted back over to the left. I feel a nice stretch through the left side of my body. Nice work. Bottom of foot stretch. One of my favorites. What am I saying? These are all my favorites. Curl your toes under. Walk your hands back to your thighs. Now you're sitting on your heels. Just gently increase the pressure or the weight shifted back to your heels, stretching out the bottoms of your feet. So you should feel a nice stretch on the bottoms of your feet. Feel free to take a break, come out of it for a second or two, and then get right back into that bottom of the foot stretch. "15 more seconds. Take as many breaks as you want. Come out of it as much as you want. It's pretty intense for me. The bottoms of my feet are quite tight. All right, hip flexor stretch. Let's do that. By widening your knees as wide as your mat. Toes and legs either parallel or in towards one another. You can play around with that. Shift your weight back towards your heels, kind of like a child's pose, but our knees are much wider. If you want, you can make your knees even wider than your mat. Maybe turn your feet in, rest on your forearms, and then rock the weight forward and back. You can play around with the positioning of your feet, parallel or closer together. Try shifting your weight back a little further than feels comfortable. No pain though. If it hurts, come out of it. For me, this is a nice stretch in the hips, the inner thighs. Nice work. Lying twist. Let's lie on down. Start with our legs on the tabletop. Let your legs fall over to one side. Arms out to a T as you open and twist your head to the other side. So for me, the legs are falling over to the left as I am looking over to the right. You could take your bottom foot and place it on your top knee to increase the twist a little bit. Wring out your torso, and then let's reverse. So legs back to tabletop, knees over to the other side this time as you twist over, looking over the opposite shoulder. Maybe your bottom foot comes on top of your top knee to increase that twist. Exhale to get deeper into the twist. Nice work. Bicep stretch up now. Come to seated. So let's see. This one is done by clasping the hands behind the back, sitting up nice and tall, maybe coming to kneeling. I'm going to do it kneeling. Sitting up nice and tall, squeezing or pulling on each hand, lengthening the biceps. Maybe switch hands, one hand grabbing the other hand. Try to rotate your biceps or your arms so they're kind of facing forward. Getting that nice stretch with your bicep. Coming out of it, taking a breather, then getting back in. My biceps were super tight there. All right, wrists. This one's nice and easy, but you probably never do it. You're just going to rotate the wrists in one direction. You can make the circles bigger and bigger. You can get the fingers involved. Just rotate the wrists, and let's reverse that. Rotate the wrists in the other direction. Maybe you do it with your hands out to the side. I'm feeling a bicep stretch there too. Maybe flip your palms up. Gently pull. Flip your palms down. Same thing. Just get some movement, nice movement in those wrists to get some blood flowing to nourish your wrists. Seated side body stretch. Sit up. Reach up to the sky. Let one hand fall to the mat, then that same forearm as you bend on over. Keep the opposite hip, opposite butt cheek on the mat. Reach over, maybe look up at that top hand. You should feel a nice stretch along the side of your body here. Let's come up to seated, reach up. Hand, forearm, maybe elbow, opposite hip stays on the mat. Maybe look up. Side body stretch for the other side. Three, two, and come back to seated. All right, supine hamstring stretch up now. We lie on down. Get this mic cable. Lie on down. Left leg long. Bring the right knee into the chest. Extend the leg and gently really try and get that leg straight. Reach up to the sky and gently pull back on your thigh, or maybe your hand is closer to your calf, or maybe if you could reach your ankle. I cannot. So you could curl up, grab something, shoulders down and back, and then lower yourself to increase that stretch. Try and keep the opposite leg on the mat, both hips on the mat. And then let's switch, opposite leg. Let's do this one for a little bit longer, even though the timer's going to run out. I was too much into it there. We'll hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's get right into that runner's lunge. Come to kneeling. Step the right foot forward. Left leg back, runner's lunge on the right. Maybe widen your feet out or your right foot out. Maybe lower yourself down on your forearms. Maybe turn your right foot out. Runner's lunge for the right. We'll hold this side for 3, 2, and 1. Step your foot back. Left foot comes forward this time. Runner's lunge for the left. Maybe lower your forearms down to the mat. Turn your left foot out slightly. Right leg either up or down, whatever feels good. All right, nice work. Let's do a chest stretch, kind of similar to the bicep stretch. So we'll come to kneeling, but this time we will walk our hands behind our hips. So we're getting a quad stretch and a chest stretch at the same time. But for the chest stretch, I want you to retract your shoulder blades, really squeeze and press through your palms. So you're lifting your chest up to the sky, maybe looking up towards the sky. You should feel a nice stretch in your pecs here. Really try and retract your shoulder blades, squeeze your shoulder blades together, shoulders down, look up. You should feel a nice stretch in your chest. You can come out of it at any time you want. Nice work. Downward facing dog. From all fours, we'll lift our hips up to the sky. Really try and press through the balls of your feet. Maybe lower your heels. Lift your hips up even higher. Maybe pedal your feet out as you keep your navel sucked into your spine. You're pressing the mat away. Biceps next to the ears. Maybe twist as you do the downward facing dog. Take a second, maybe lift your hips up. Five more seconds. Nice work. Tricep stretch. Come to seated however you like. We're going to place the right hand behind the neck. Left hand grabs the right elbow. Gently pull over to the left. Maybe press your head back into that right arm. Tricep stretch on the right. And let's sit back up. This time the left hand behind the neck. Right hand grabs the left elbow as you gently pull over, bend over to the right. Maybe press your head back into that left arm. Slowly come back up to seated, nice and tall. And that's enough of that one. Shavasana pose, where we just lie down and do nothing for a minute. So lie on down. Let your mat support you, hold you, connect with the ground, the earth. Focus on your breath. I'll shut up now. All right, let's come up to seated, do a shoulder roll. Sit up nice and tall. Raise your shoulders up into your ears. Shrug your shoulders up and back. Retract your shoulder blades down. Shoulders into your pockets, then back to forward. Up. Exaggerate nice and slowly. And then when you get that exaggeration, you can add a little speed. And then let's reverse the direction of your shoulder roll. Really try and get your shoulders to touch your ears by raising your shoulders up, forward, down, and back. Great job. And unfortunately, that is it. That was 15 minutes of stretching goodness. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you feel a little bit more flexible. Some of that muscle tension is released or lessened. Thank you so much for joining me. If you like this video, please subscribe. We do a different style of exercise every day, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you. Bye now.